Hi class, my name is Rachel Cummings. Today we're going to be discussing the hierarchy of needs. This best-known needs theory was created by Abraham Maslow in the 1940s. He believed that people are motivated by a yearning to achieve certain innate needs. Furthermore, he believed that these needs are arranged in a hierarchy of importance, with the most basic needs at the foundation of the hierarchy. The hierarchy contains 5 basic categories. These categories are physiological needs, security needs, belongingness needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. Now, before you can move up on the hierarchy, each need needs to be met. You are now looking at Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, the first 3 levels are categorized into basic or deficiency needs because they are what people need to be fundamentally comfortable, while the top 2 are considered growth needs because they focus on personal growth and development. Abraham Maslow was the first person to develop a theory about human needs. He characterized humans as wanting creatures, always possessing some type of unfulfilled need. Psychologists before Maslow always studied people with deficiencies, while Maslow was interested in trying to find what made psychologically whole people complete. The most basic needs are physiological needs, such as water, food, and air, so they must be filled first before moving on to the next category. Once someone feels safe from the chaos of the world, then they will focus on desiring to make connections. When belongingness occurs, then people will desire esteem, such as self-respect and earning respect from others. Finally, people will reach self-actualization, where they will want to become everything that one is capable of becoming. As with all theories, people do their own research and discover whether or not they agree with the theory. This is the case with Michael Haggerty and his article entitled Testing Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs, National Quality of Life Across Time. Haggerty focused on the quality of life among different countries, and he found some inconsistencies with Maslow's hierarchy. This is mainly because all countries will have different requirements for each of the categories, and not all countries, especially poorer countries, were even able to contribute to his research. For example, some countries' safety levels is determined while they are living in a war-ridden country, while others are concerned about whether or not they're going to have a roof over their head that night. In the late 1960s, Maslow amended his 5 basic category of needs by adding a 6th category above self-actualization: self-transcendence. Maslow initially thought that self-transcendence was a part of self-actualization, but later recognized that self-actualization actually preceded self-transcendence. Even though he added this category late in his life, many people still only use the first 5 categories, and they decline to use this portion in their research. Psychologist Coltco Rivera acknowledges the hazards of ignoring this need. He believes that by adding self-transcendence, it gives a more comprehensive view of people's worldview and the meaning of life and their wisdom, and a deeper understanding of religious violence. It is also important to integrate religion with psychology, and it gives a better look into different cultures. Many people believe that it is difficult to reach this step within the hierarchy. All of the basic needs listed in Maslow's hierarchy are also equivalent to the instincts of animals. That's why it's important to educate people and to show them their potential as an individual, and that's what separates them. Thus, it is essential to include this 6th category when researching Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Besides self-transcendence needs, Maslow also acknowledged cognitive needs and aesthetic needs. Saul McLeod believes that Maslow's hierarchy should actually include 8 stages, and that cognitive needs and aesthetic needs should be placed above self-actualization. Cognitive needs include knowledge and meaning, while the search for beauty, form, and balance are examples of aesthetic needs. Maslow believed that it would be difficult for a person to achieve all of these stages, and described them as being rarely obtained and almost a utopian state of being. In an article I read entitled Quality of Life Theory, Maslow Revisited, they explained Maslow's plan for how to succeed in each stage. He believed that love is crucial in order to move up on any of the stages. It is important to not only love others, but also to learn how to love yourself. Respect, knowledge, and creativity are also acknowledged as being essential characteristics of a person in order to be able to reach self-transcendence. All in all, Maslow believed that we would reach this state when we understood how we are supposed to contribute to the world. Many researchers believe that these statements are all based on feelings and not on facts, and so they should not be included in scientific research. Some will say that this model is overly simplistic, and that there is no way to measure people who are not psychologically whole, and no way to measure how satisfied people are with each stage. It also makes too many assumptions about people within our own society, and does not fit into other societies and cultures. The theory is based on his mid-20th century U.S. middle-class values. It is also not possible to prove that all humans value each stage in the order they are presented. Terms like self-esteem and security mean different things to different people. For example, the starving artist. They will strive for fame and recognition even though their basic needs are not being met. Although researchers have their differences, most agree the theory's primary contribution seems to lie in providing a general framework for categorizing needs. Based on these scholarly articles, I was able to reach the conclusion that Maslow's hierarchy of needs makes some good points when it comes to motivation behavior, but that overall it lacks the ability to be used in a broad spectrum. However, even though it is difficult to use in a broad spectrum, it still gives an excellent foundation for most people's basic needs and how they are met, and is overall an accurate reflection of human behavior. Thanks so much for listening. Bye, class.